Dom the Mongo.
City boy, city boy.
Your mama sure does care about your schooling, son.
Beats Planet.
And we back. What's up, y'all? Welcome. Football is here. Listen. Come on in. I'm gonna let this fill up just a little bit before we get into the festivities. Before we proceed with the proceedings this evening and all that. You know what I mean? It's time. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. We've been waiting for a long time for it. We are doing a little bit of work today. We're gonna put up 2 pieces of content for y'all today, and I love y'all to pieces. I hope you're tuned in for both of them. Okay, we're gonna do a pregame show right now. I want to focus on some of the themes of the pre-show, and I also want to talk about the list of inactives. And we're gonna be doing this every week, so y'all put your thinking caps on. Y'all write this down and put this on your calendar, because it's gonna be just like this every week. It's gonna be pregame inactives. That's how we're gonna book it. Also, afterwards, the best post-game show in the land. The best post-game show you've ever seen is going to be directly after the game. All right, appreciate y'all. Love y'all to pieces. I got my volume stream right here. I got the Voch Lombardi side right here. I have the Bleacher Report right here. So we just all over the place, man. We're just going to get some fantastic work in. You feel me? You love it? All right, cool. Chat. We're finally here. We are finally here. And you know, this game, as we go into the Giants game, it's an away game. We're going to their house, but let's just keep it a buck, man. We got Dak Prescott. And Dak hasn't lost this game in 10 tries versus Daniel Jones, of course. Now, when Daniel Jones plays against Andy Dalton and Gary Gilbert and all those other characters, Ben DiNucci, there's no telling what happens when, Daniel Jones playing against those guys. But typically when Dak Prescott plays against those guys, it's bad for him. It's terrible business when Dak plays against those guys. So it just is what it is on that level, all right? I have so much confidence in my Dallas Cowboys. in this game, right? But I have respect for every single team. You must have respect for every single team because every team, like, they're a pro level team also. We saw Joe Burrow wallow around a little bit and get beat up on today. You know what I mean? We see the Super Bowl runner-ups, the second place Eagles. We see them kind of having a tough fight with the Patriots and all that. I feel like this is the time of year where nobody's in mid-season form. It's the first game of the damn season. First game of the season. So, of course, nobody's in mid-season form. And it could be real easy to look a little sloppy out there today, especially when it could be raining out there in New York. Or do they play in New Jersey or New York? New Jersey, East Rutherford or whatever. It could be rainy and slippery out there. So that, on top of we didn't do very much in the preseason, on top of all this other little stuff, like, there is this opportunity that you could come out. Yeah, no phones, my fault. There is this opportunity that you could come out looking kind of, looking kind of flat. And we don't want our guys to come out looking flat, okay? So I wanted to go over some of these inactives today. Shouts out to my man, Pat NOC Walker. We're going to be using his list because he's a friend of the show. That means we're a friend of his, okay? Shouts out to him. And there's going to be some important elements in this. So here we go. The first one. Tyler Smith is not playing today. Oh, no. And it kind of upsets me a little bit, man, because I'm just like, when is it going to be, our full offensive line? When are we ever going to see our offensive line at full strength? Are we ever going to see our guys playing together? We ain't going to see it this week. We're not going to see it this week. 9 times out of 10, we're going to be seeing Chuma Edoga. I like the decision to not go Tyler Smith. You don't want to, super aggravate anything. You don't want to, hurt him just to try to push him out for the Giants game. This Giants game, and really I feel like we might not even need him. But this Giants game, you don't want to push him out, upset the hamstring, and then you're missing Tyler Smith for the additional weeks. What I do disagree with, very, very slightly, what I do disagree with is the idea that we're just gonna roll old man Chuma Edoga out there, right? Now this has to be a coach's decision, right? Because coaches, they like the veteran players, they like the guys that have kind of been through this before, so they'll throw a veteran in there. My rule, and nobody cares about my rule, I'm just some dude on YouTube, Volume and Bleach Report or whatever. But my rule is just my thought. Like, if it's close between young guy and veteran dude, I'd rather just throw the young guy in there because, one, you get to figure out who it is, and two, like, they get to build, they get to grow, they get that trial through fire thing. That's what Cowboys typically do with their offensive linemen anyway. I wouldn't have gone Chuma Edoga. I would have gone TJ Bass or Austin Richards. Austin Richards is, technically a left guard guy, left side player. He can do all things, but Austin Richards is probably going to be left tackle for the most part. But TJ Bass seems to be your interior swing guy. I would have gone with him. TJ Bass had the much better preseason. TJ Bass had the much better training camp. Every time I saw Chuma Edoga at guard, he was getting whooped. He got whooped so bad, they just started rolling Chuma Edoga out at tackle, and then he started getting whooped worse at tackle because we got more savages at tackle like Micah Parsons and D-Law. So I just wasn't very satisfied with Chuma Edoga at all. But what I was very satisfied with was watching TJ Bass throughout 3 games continue to grow and get better. And look, I ain't saying that TJ Bass can just go out there and deal with Dexter Lawrence or Ashawn Robinson or Leonard Williams, but damn, Chuma Edoga can't neither. You know what I mean? So if it's going to be close to any extent, just throw the young guy out there because, hey, at the end of the day, he could be growing into what you want him to be, But whatever, though, Tyler Smith is not going to be playing left tackle or left guard for you. But Tyron Smith is going to be there. I think that's very important. Pat NOC Walker on his 4th key highlighted that. So Tyron will be available for you. He will be a guy that's going to be playing. And hey, if Chuma Edoga is going to be the veteran and he's going to be just there, I would much rather. I mean, I'm fine with the idea that Tyron gets to work with veteran guy or that Chuma gets to work with Tyler Biadasz. Bigadish is what Keyshawn Johnson called him. Tyler Biadasz, he gets to work with him, and Tyler's a very, very good help guy. So positive stuff there. As long as Tyler Smith is available when we're going to go play Quentin Williams and characters, that's going to be upsetting. Anyway, another interesting development, Jordan Lewis is out. Oh, no. Now, what makes this interesting is we saw Kelvin Joseph get traded to the we saw Kelvin Joseph get traded to the Dolphins for their version of Kelvin Joseph, unfortunately, right? So we kind of had to deal with that, but the whole thing about it not making sense to me is that, hey, Kelvin Joseph is getting sent to the Dolphins, and we don't really have that much nickel depth. Like, Kelvin Joseph was like our next level of nickel depth. If anything were to happen to Deron Bland, Kelvin would be that guy. So when I saw Kelvin, get moved along, in my mind, I was like, Jordan Lewis gotta be ready. Like you don't just put yourself in that position and Jordan Lewis is not 100% ironclad. My Liz Frank injury is fine. Like you just don't do moves like that. Like the Cowboys, Will McClay, even the coaches, like it's baffling to me. They typically like to cover their ass is what they call it. So when Jordan Lewis is not active today, it makes me go, damn, well, if anything were to happen to 26, what do we do? What's who's next in line there? And my only answer is you go back to, I believe it was Dan that said it, Coach Dan Quinn. He was like, hey man, we're just gonna lean on formations. We're gonna go big nickel. You know what I mean? We're just gonna, run some regular 4-3 out there. We probably just take nickel off the field if that's the case. We got a bunch of outside corners, but we don't have a whole bunch of nickel corners. So me seeing Jordan Lewis inactive doesn't make me feel good, especially when they could have saved that roster spot and started Jordan Lewis on PUP. PUP meaning that you would have to be out for like 4 weeks. But damn, if Jordan Lewis ain't playing week 1, that means you just bank on him playing 2, 3, or 4. Just sit Jordan Lewis out and keep that roster spot. Whatever. Donovan Wilson is going to be out. We had a feeling that it was going to be trending in this direction, but it's cool because Marquise Bell is a guy, right? Marquise Bell, in the context of the preseason games, he would lead the team in tackles every single preseason game. Just every single game he'll be in the double-digit tackles. So, do I think that this is going to be too big for Donovan Wilson? Nah. If anything, for Donovan is going to be. For Marquise Bell. If anything, it's going to be better for Marquise Bell because now he gets to be that dude, but in the context of the number 1 defense, right? What we will see out of these preseason games is you will take our number 2 defense, number 3 defense, and put it versus these first team offenses, and our defenses will be fine. Our second team defenses will be just fine. But now we get to see Marquise Bell in the context, okay, what do you look like when Micah's rushing, or when Hankins is at 1 tech, or when Osa's at 3, or when Gillian Diggs are on the outside. I think this is going to be a big step for Marquise Bell and his development, which is why we should just throw all the young guys in the fire like TJ Bass, but whatever. The remaining inactives, in which this really wouldn't mean very much to me. These aren't like heavy keys that we need to keep eyes on or anything like that. Eric Scott, your 6th round rookie from Mississippi State, out. Jalen Brooks, in which we thought he was going to be a kicking teams guy, especially with Kelvin Joseph going. But Jalen Brooks, your wide receiver, South Carolina, 7th round guy, gone. Viliami Fehoko, or Junior Fehoko, 4th round guy, out. He is not going to be playing tonight. And Trey Lance, for everybody thought Trey was just going to come and take Dak Prescott's job and day one just smoke the hell out the Giants, it ain't going to be the day, Playboy. Trey Lance will be the emergency backup. And Pat NOC Walk just leaves one more note. He says Jordan Lewis being a healthy scratch is interesting when considering he is not the only he was not only a full participant all week, but that he also looked good. Cowboys maybe want another week of practice to look at. Hey, possibly. Y'all know I ain't got the answer. Shouts out to my guy Pat NOC Walker. We're friends in real life. Y'all can tap in with him and get all the other updates. But anyway, I kind of want to run some questions by y'all. If y'all have any questions, I will answer them. But I feel pretty confident about what's going on here, man. I feel really good about even with Chuma Adoga playing left guard, right? And I understand that Dexter Lawrence is a guy. I understand that Leonard Williams is a guy. But those dudes, in context of left guard, right? Every time you have a backup offensive lineman in there, there's a lot of things you can do to hide that offensive lineman. You can run backsides. You can, run combos with your guard and your center. You can offer help with tight ends and wing type guys and running back type guys. You know what I mean? Every backup offensive lineman doesn't automatically turn into some Chaz Green type situation. And I understand the Cowboy fans, we have this bad feel in our Cowboy history that when it comes to backup offensive lineman Chaz Green, the Falcons game gave up 6 sacks to Adrian Claiborne. That's the first thing that we think of when it comes to backup quarterbacks. But if I tell you anything about Dakota Prescott, I've seen him be a good quarterback with the 30th pass rush win rate offensive line. I've seen him deal with 2 Connors, Williams and McGovern. And I've seen Zach Martin catch COVID, and we had to deal with backup guards versus the Buccaneers in game 1 like 2 years ago or something like that. So, like I said, man, we've seen backup offensive linemen versus studs at D line. But at the end of the day, chat, those young Giants corners, Deontay Banks, Trey Hawkins from Old Dominion, them cats gonna have to deal with Michael Gallup. They're gonna have to deal with Brandon Cooks, these older, savvier route runners, right? You know, when it comes to guys like Adoree Jackson playing in the slot full time, we know what CeeDee Lamb looks like versus Adoree Jackson. We know what CeeDee Lamb looks like versus Darnay Holmes. No matter what nickel guy they got out there, CeeDee Lamb has dealt with those guys accordingly. Plus, it's the idea that, hey, Tony Pollard gets to be the guy. He's the guy. He's the guy. So we don't have to worry about Zeke taking carries and running up a gap and rushing for 1 yard or anything like that. We ain't got to worry about that, you know? I think this Cowboys have enough guys. I think the defense will be phenomenal. You know, Daniel Jones got to show me. I think this defense will be phenomenal. I think my offense will do its job and get enough points. It's all going to be on the back of 4. Depending that this thing doesn't turn into a hurricane or anything like that, I just foresee the Cowboys being a better team. Even if we do come out rusty, right? Even if Dallas comes out rusty, you know, they may give away like a drive or two because the Cowboys haven't done very much in. I take that back. I don't want to say the Cowboys haven't done very much in preseason because this Cowboys offense they've done nothing but play against the best defense in the league all preseason and all camp. So I can't say that they've done nothing. But even if they do come out like a little flat, I still think the Cowboys are the much better team. They're the much better team. Plus, chat, did y'all see what Noah Brown did today? Okay, cool. I didn't either. It's all good. Chat, speaking of which, also too, since y'all here listening, did y'all see what Dalton Schultz did today? None of y'all. Nobody. Nobody in here heard what the hell happened to Dalton Schultz and Noah Brown. Can anybody in the chat real fast just I'll just be waiting. Let me just hold on. Let me just wait for a sec. Just anybody, just nobody? Nobody? What about Dennis Houston? Have y'all heard what the hell Dennis Houston did today? What did Dennis Houston do today? Nothing? They didn't do nothing neither. Just anything. What about T.Y. Hilton? Did T.Y. Hilton do anything interesting? No? Let me tell you something, chat. The Cowboys got dudes now. They got guys. They got guys on the field. What did Zeke do? The game's still on right now. Can somebody look up Zeke real fast and tell me what the hell Zeke did today? Versus the Giants, Gavin C. in the Vice chat say Zeke ain't do nothing. Zeke ain't do nothing? Let me tell you something, man. All those did nothing guys turned into Brandon Cooks, who can get 1,000 yards with damn Davis Mills in them, right? That's turned into Brandon Cooks. Michael Gallup has gotten healthier. He'll be better. Dalton Schultz has turned into Jake Ferguson, who's a better blocker and yak guy. Schoonmaker's a much better blocking guy than last year, Jake Ferguson. So those two spots kind of up one time. And Tony Pollard, who's that dude? Like, he gets the ball full time. I have no problem, ladies and gentlemen, with what's going to happen today. If I had to make a prediction, I really don't do predictions. I really don't. But I just got the Cowboys smoking the Giants today. Appreciate you, Jesse. He says Zeke got 6 carries for 24 yards. Oh, man. You bullshitting, bro. You kidding me. You say what? Chat, y'all got any questions while I loathe the idea of Zeke going 6 carries for 24 yards and a fumble when he could have just did that here and took less money? Chat, y'all got anything? Let me look in Bleacher Report. JMO says Zeke fumbled on the first touch. Oh, damn. Let me tell you the very conflicted place I'm in right now, right? Zeke did terrible. And that does well to my Zeke and Tony point or whatever. I kind of want the boys to beat the Eagles, though. The duality, right? The duality. Noah Brown was 3 for 20 and Schultz was 2 for 4. Oh, no. Hey, man, I ain't going to hold y'all too long, man. Let me see what else going on in Bleacher Report, because I'm holding them down, too. Let me see what they talking about. What y'all got, Bleacher Report? Glock Rock says Schultz can't get 2 feet down. Well, hey, he did the same thing last year. Hey, you know what I'm saying? My fault. My bad. Drew Lutz says, I agree with throwing Bass into the fire only because Biotish has become a really good center and can help him out for Shizzle. I agree. I agree. Mike Double says, bro, where you get the Cowboys zip up? I probably paid way too much money for this online somewhere, like in a pro shop or something like that. Appreciate you. Rocky J. Johnson say, where's the list? This was probably old, but I'll put the list back up one more time. Boom, boom. There y'all go. There's one last look of the injured list. I mean, of the inactive list. TJK says, where's Brown? Brown is he's in Houston with Schultz, and they've done nothing together. And Colin Cowherd feels like CJ Stroud better than Dak already, so I'm gonna have a conversation with him. Is that all we have today? All right, cool. Hey, get ready for the game. Love y'all to pieces, man. Be sure to come back right here. Volume, Voch Lombardi, and Bleach Report. We're going to be doing the post-game show also. We're going to talk about everything that we did today. The phones are going to be live. Boom. That's my call-in number right there. We're going to be hearing from y'all. We're going to be celebrating. Actually, because I'm phony, let me just tell y'all the rules. In case of win, we'll be celebrating, right? When we win, I just stay on the phone all day and just celebrate with my audience. I call my YouTube friends, my analyst friends, Dave Hammer from Fox Sports, guys like that, and we just celebrate. But boy, if the Cowboys lose, 20-minute show and I'm gone, all right? Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woes and Peace Whiskey until the post-game show. I'll see you guys later. Salute. Enjoy the game.